One sunny morning in the heart of the Smurf village, the clever Handy Smurf was busy tinkering with his latest invention, a time-traveling crystal that was powered by moonlight and mushroom spores. His little blue fingers were busy connecting wires and adjusting the crystal's gleaming surface. "This will be my greatest invention yet. It will make time travel possible in mere moments," Handy Smurf exclaimed, with his heart full of excitement. Nearby, Curious Smurf was watching Handy Smurf intently. His name well suited him, for he always wanted to know more about everything in the village. "What does it do, Handy?" Curious Smurf asked as he crept closer to the intriguing crystal. Wowed by the wonder of it all, Curious Smurf couldn't help but touch the crystal. The moment he did, a buzzing sound echoed through the air, and the crystal began to glow bright blue. Handy Smurf's warnings came too late. "Oh no! Be careful!" Handy shouted, but it was already too late. Suddenly, a bright light enveloped the whole village, and the ground beneath their feet seemed to tremble. The air shimmered as if it were a curtain, drawn aside by unseen hands. Poof! The Smurfs found themselves surrounded by tall trees in a foggy forest. The landscape was completely different. Unlike the village they called home, it was filled with mysterious sounds and shapes. "Where are we?" Brainy Smurf questioned, adjusting his glasses while looking around. Before anyone could respond, a voice sounded from the mist. "Welcome to the Middle Ages, little blue fellows." From behind a bush emerged a kind-looking traveler clad in medieval garments. "I am Sir Trenton, and this is my land. But pray, how did you come here, and where do you hail from?" "We're Smurfs from our village that should be right about here," Handy Smurf answered, slightly taken aback. Realizing they had traveled back in time, the Smurfs exchanged worried glances. They would need to use Handy's crystal to find their way back, but first, they decided to explore. "Come with me," Sir Trenton said kindly, "and you shall find both food and safety amongst us." With adventure awaiting, the Smurfs followed Sir Trenton, hoping to learn more about the Middle Ages and find a way home. But Handy Smurf was fixated on one thing, getting his time-traveling crystal working again. Once upon a time, in a lush forest far away, the Smurfs stumbled across a path leading to a quaint village. This village was unlike anything they had seen before. Knights in shining armor galloped on magnificent horses, while peasants tilled the rich earth in the sprawling fields. The air was filled with the clanging of swords and the cheerful chatter of villagers. At first, the humans were startled by the Smurfs' appearance. "What are these magical creatures?" a farmer wondered, clutching his rake as he eyed the tiny blue figures. "Are they forest spirits or goblins?" whispered a baker, peeking out from behind a mountain of bread. Papa Smurf stepped forward, raising his hand in greeting. "Hello, friends. We mean you no harm," he assured them, but the villagers remained wary, their eyes wide with curiosity. Then, a commotion erupted near the blacksmith shop. The village blacksmith, a burly man named Eric, had collapsed from fever, his skin pale as the moon. Seeing the distress, Papa Smurf hurried over and examined him. "I think I have just the thing," he said, pulling a tiny vial from his pouch. With a gentle hand, Papa Smurf administered a few drops of his healing potion to Eric. Moments passed, and a miraculous change occurred. Eric's cheeks flushed with color, and he sat up, bewildered but smiling. "I feel better," he exclaimed, his voice a mixture of relief and wonder. The villagers gasped and cheered, their fears dissipating like morning fog. "The Smurfs are friendly sorcerers," they shouted joyfully. "Come, stay with us." Grateful and amused, the Smurfs were led to the grand castle, where they were treated as honored guests. They marveled at the splendid tapestries, danced in the grand hall, and shared stories around the flickering fireplace. And so, the Smurfs found unexpected friends in the medieval village, proving that kindness, and a little bit of magic go a long way in winning hearts. From then on, they were known not only in their forest, but also in the tales told in this charming village. Knights and Smurfs shared adventures together. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled in the heart of the enchanted forest, lived the Smurfs. Each Smurf was unique, with its own special talent and personality. Smurfette was kind and gentle, while Brainy Smurf was wise and loved to read books. But not far from the village lurked Maldrake, the evil sorcerer. He was not kind or gentle, and he was always searching for ways to enhance his wicked powers. One day, he heard about the Smurfs' magic and plotted to capture them to gain eternal power. If I could get my hands on their magic, Maldrake thought, I would be unstoppable. Maldrake commanded his shadowy wolves, fierce creatures that could glide silently through the night, to kidnap Smurfette and Brainy Smurf. The wolves, with their glowing eyes and sleek black fur, snuck into the village under the cover of darkness and snatched the two Smurfs, whisking them away to Maldrake's fortress. When the sun rose, the villagers gathered in the center of the village, their faces filled with worry. They've taken Smurfette and Brainy, cried Papa Smurf, his voice echoing in the morning air. We must rescue them, determined and brave. The remaining Smurfs quickly hatched a rescue plan. Under Papa Smurf's guidance, they crafted clever contraptions, built sturdy catapults, and brewed magical potions. These potions will give us strength, said Papa Smurf, handing each Smurf a shimmering bottle filled with a sparkling elixir. The Smurfs worked tirelessly, making traps that would catch the shadow wolves by surprise. No creature can escape these, said Handy Smurf as he finished the final trap. With everything ready, the Smurfs set off towards Maldrake's sinister fortress. They marched bravely, their hearts filled with courage and hope. As they approached the fortress, they could feel the shadows growing darker, but they pressed on, undeterred. Using their catapults, they launched themselves over the towering walls. The traps sprung into action, catching the wolves off guard. In the chaos, the Smurfs find Smurfette and Brainy locked away in Maldrake's tower. Papa Smurf, using his most powerful potion, managed to break the spell binding the door, setting them free. Thank you, Papa Smurf, said Smurfette, hugging him tightly. The Smurfs quickly escaped the fortress, leaving Maldrake fuming with anger as he realized his plan had failed. Back in the village, the Smurfs celebrated their victory. They rejoiced, knowing that together, they were stronger than any evil sorcerer. The enchanted forest was safe once more, and the Smurfs lived happily, their ties of friendship stronger than ever. At dusk, the enchanted forest was filled with the chatter and scurry of tiny, blue Smurfs. They were not alone this time. Their new human friends, a brave group of children from the nearby village, accompanied them. The Smurfs' leader, Papa Smurf, had a daring plan to save their captured friends from the evil sorcerer Maldrake. Maldrake had imprisoned many Smurfs in his ominous dark tower, a place shrouded in mystery and guarded by mythical creatures. This was no ordinary rescue mission, but with courage and teamwork, they had a chance. As evening turned to night, the small but determined group approached Maldrake's stone tower. The air was thick with magic and anticipation. Hefty Smurf, with his unmatched strength and towering courage, took the lead. Inside, the tower was a labyrinth, its halls echoing with Maldrake's sinister magic. The group split into teams. Hefty Smurf soon found himself wrestling with a gargoyle, its stone skin cracking under his mighty grip. Meanwhile, Brainy Smurf used his cleverness to solve puzzles that unlocked the dungeon doors. Clumsy Smurf, true to his nature, stumbled upon Maldrake's lair where, in an accidental twist of fate, he knocked over a gleaming magic mirror. The crash was deafening, and with the shatter of glass, Maldrake's spells broke. His power, housed in the mirror, was undone, leaving him vulnerable and furious. Seeing his defeat inevitable, Maldrake roared in anger, a sound that shook the castle walls. He vanished into the very shadows he had commanded. The Smurfs and their friends hurriedly freed their captured companions. Laughter and cheers filled the once foreboding halls of the tower. The moon cast a silver light as they all exited the building, safe and victorious. The kingdom, once shadowed by Maldrake's reign, was now basking in freedom and joy. The Smurfs returned to their village, forever grateful to their human friends and each other. It was a tale of bravery and friendship that would be told for generations, a reminder that even the smallest heroes could overcome the darkest of nights. Once upon a time, in the charming little Smurf village tucked away in the woods, Handy Smurf discovered a peculiar, shimmering crystal during one of his walks. Upon touching it, the crystal glowed with an enchanting light, hinting at its magical properties. Curious and eager to learn more, Handy brought it to Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf, with his wise old eyes, examined the crystal and declared, "This is no ordinary stone. It's a crystal capable of transporting us to different times. Who knows what adventures await us?" With excitement bubbling through the village, all the Smurfs gathered for the remarkable journey. With a sprinkle of magic dust and a chant from Papa Smurf, the crystal activated, swirling into a spectacular vortex. As they plunged through time, the Smurfs found themselves in a remarkable medieval kingdom. Funny little Smurf soldiers jousted with sticks, while others marveled at the colorful banners and bustling market full of intriguing treasures. The Smurfs befriended the villagers, including a jovial knight named Sir Brainy, who delighted in sharing stories of bravery, and a mischievous jester named Jokey, whose laughter could be heard across the land. Yet, as all good things must, their adventure drew to a close as the moon aligned perfectly with the stars. "It is time," said Papa Smurf. Handy Smurf placed his hand on the crystal, bidding goodbye to their newfound friends with promises of return. Though their incredible journey had ended, it was sure to be cherished forever, as the Smurfs reminisced about the Blue-tiful days spent in yore. From then on, Handy kept the crystal safely, only to ponder what other places it could whisk them to. The Smurf village, though quiet, now held a spark of adventure, a spark that would illuminate many more tales in their world. Truly, the Smurfs had learned that time itself was a friend, ready to offer thrilling tales and cherished memories.